Hello students, welcome to the video lecture series on electrical installation, maintenance and testing. In the last class, we have discussed the condition monitoring of the transformer bushing. Today we are interested for condition monitoring of on-load tap changer. So it is also abbreviated as OLTC. So let's go to the topic of interest, that is called as a OLTC. Before the OLTC, we are interested for the term called as a tap changer. Now from the name itself, it defines it is a tap to be used for changing purpose. So, and it is connected or it is associated with the transformer. A tap changer is a device fitted to power transformers for regulation of the output voltage to the required levels. So, you can consider this as a tap, and with the help of tap we are going to change the voltage level. So whenever we are interested for on load, so whenever the load is connected and if we are interested to change the tap, then it is called as a OLTC. OLTC are necessary in regulating the power transformers used in electrical energy networks and industrial applications. So this is the application of OLTC. So many times in the industry we are using the OLTC. So this is the picture of OLTC. You can see this is a tap and we are going to change this tap. So this is a you can say the arrow is there and this arrow is responsible for making the connection with this winding. The tap changer alters the turns ratio, so that you have to keep in mind, of the transformer on the system by altering the number of turns in one winding of the appropriate transformer. The tap changers offer variable control to keep the supply voltage within these limits. So tap changers are of two types, off-load and on-load. However, since the off-load tap changer causes interruption in the supply, on-load tap changers are more preferred in the today's power network or today's power system. So basically we are using the on-load tap changer widely. Let's say we are having a primary voltage of 11, 12, 10.5 and 10 kilovolt. The secondary voltage is a constant, so let's say 400 volt. We know that the transformation ratio can be calculated with the help of the voltage level. So V1, that is a primary voltage, divided by secondary voltage gives you the rating of the transformation ratio, and that is here we can calculate as 11,000 divided by 400 gives the value 27.5. Now with the help of primary turn of the number 2750, secondary turn number is 100, so the turn ratio is the same, again primary turn divided by secondary turn. So it comes as 27.5. You can consider this value and this value is the same. So either you can calculate this value with the help of primary voltage or secondary voltage, or either with the help of primary turns and secondary turns. Each tap corresponds to different transformation ratio. For initial installments, we need to choose a suitable tap as per our voltage levels. Tap changers provides 5 to 20% voltage range for voltage regulation. So this is you can consider voltage limit or the voltage range up to 5 to 20% change is accepted with the help of tap changer. Now you can consider here also the transformer tap changer position and related voltage level in the primary and the transformation ratio. Now see, here are the positions of OLTC. So there are positions of 1 to 15. The high voltage winding and low voltage winding has the voltage and current rating as like this. For the low voltage rating, the voltage and current, the values are like this. The power is a 15,000 and the transformation ratio, the value we can calculate with the help of previous formula. We are interested for on-load tap changer. So this is the picture of on-load tap changer and this is the tap selector where we are interested to select the tap. These are the fixed contact and these are the moving contact, and these moving can be at this position, at this position, at this position or at this position. No doubt it should be connected to fixed and the moving is connected either here, here, here or here. Consider there are three major steps. The first is the tap selector. So this is the tap selector stage. It selects the appropriate tap. The fixed contact, these contacts hold a fixed position, and the moving contact, this contact moves to open or close the appropriate taps. The switching sequence of the tap selector and diverter switch are from this figure. The switching sequence can be, so either we are going to connect the tap selector at this position, either in the second position. No doubt at that time the fixed connection is connected to moving connection of here. If we are going to change the moving connection, then the picture or the diagram becomes like this. No doubt we are going to connect the tap selector as second and we are going to move this moving contact from this position to this position, from this to this and from this to this. So based on the feedback on the suitable tap is selected from figure A to figure C. After the tap is selected, the moving contact moves and it closes both the taps for a while. It moves further and finally completely opens to earlier tap and closes the next tap, that is from figure D to I. This. The moving contact closes the two taps for a while during the tap changing, due to which a circulating current starts to flow. This current needs to be minimized. For limiting this current, resistor or reactors are used. The moving contact is operated by charged spring tension and it completes the process within 30 to 70 milliseconds. The spring is charged by motor drivers. While opening and closing the contacts, sparks are produced due to arising the recovery voltage. The contacts are kept in oil or it can be kept in SF6 gas, which will work as an insulation medium as well as the arc quenching medium. So here we are using 1 and 2 taps and these are the current limiting resistors we are using. Now we are interested for the physical construction of the tap changer also. So this is the MDU panel. This is a diverter switch or oil compartment, and this is a tap changer or tap selector. Now what is the purpose of that MDU? It is a motor drive unit. This unit has got a motor driver and other necessary controls. Motor charges the spring to rapidly perform the switching. Power is transferred via shaft and gear mechanism. The diverter switch or oil compartment, this has the diverter switch which has the moving and fixed contacts. It is filled with the oil or SF6 gas to avoid the sparking and quenching during the opening and closing of the contacts. Now the tap selector it has a different tap combinations as specified by the customer requirements and different standards. So these are the diverter unit and tap selector. So this is the switching principle and this is the design. So this is the real picture of tap changer. So you can consider these positions are 1 to 17 and they have mentioned the percentage change in voltage. So they have mentioned the high voltage level and they have mentioned the connection. So if we are going to take the tap number 1, so this tap is connected to number 1. Ultimately it is connected to 20 and 19 pin number and it gives the voltage of 24,200. So here there are indicators also. So tap position indicator. We are interested for the condition monitoring and maintenance of OLTC. So this is the concept. Till now we have seen the concept of OLTC. Due to the opening and closing of the contacts, the spark produced and the oil degrades over the time. The oil test and analysis needs to be done in lab at regular interval. The contacts wear over the time after the number of operations. The oil seals damage over the time and leakage happens. Maintaining the oil level is a must. For the condition monitoring, it must to check for oil leak and level regularly. Oil dripping is a dangerous for environment as well. So OLTC includes a lot of number of gears, spring and mechanical parts which have a casual wear and tear that need to be taken care as and when required. Now there is a type called as a vacuum type OLTC. So this is for the information. The vacuum type OLTC use the vacuum interrupters which has some advantages over oil and SF6. It is hermetically sealed and has no interaction with the surrounding medium despite the arc. The contact wear is lower than oil or SF6. No edging or quenching medium is required, so that is advantageous. It's more environment friendly. Vacuum interrupters perform up to 6 lakh operation without replacement. And vacuum interrupters has the low maintenance cost and greater reliability. So these are the pictures of vacuum OLTC and this is inside this, so that is called the vacuum interrupter. I hope you understood the concept of OLTC and the condition monitoring of OLTC, and we have seen the vacuum interrupter also. In the next class we will discuss the new important point from the unit number 4. Thank you. God bless you all.